have been through trials in our lives. And sometimes it's really hard to see that God is actually looking down on us, that he's overlooking our situation and is completely involved. There's a story in the Bible, which is my favorite, and it's the story of Hannah in 1 Samuel chapter 1. And in this story, Hannah is a woman that is barren, and she actually has a rival that constantly taunts her and tells her that she's not able to bear children. And there's one instance where Hannah's kind of fed up with everything, and even after hearing from her husband, she runs to the temple and check what happens. 1 Samuel verse 9. On one occasion, Hannah got up after they ate and drank at Shiloh, and the priest Eli was sitting on a chair by the doorpost of the Lord's temple. Deeply hurt, Hannah prayed to the Lord and wept with many tears. Making a vow, she pleaded, "Lord of armies, if you will take notice of your servant's affliction, remember and not forget me, and give your servant a son, I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and his hair will never be cut." And while she continued praying in the Lord's presence, Eli watched her mouth. Hannah was praying silently, and though her lips were moving, her voice could not be heard. Eli thought she was drunk and said to her, "How long are you going to be drunk? Get rid of your wine." "No, my Lord," Hannah replied. "I'm a woman with a broken heart. I haven't had any wine or beer. I've been pouring out my heart before the Lord. Don't think of me as a wicked woman. I've been praying from the depth of my anguish and resentment." And Eli responded, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant the request you made of him." And this is what I want y'all to get. "May your servant find favor with you," she replied. And then Hannah went on her way. She ate and no longer looked despondent. Other versions say her face no longer looked sad. You see, Hannah went to the temple. She had such resentment and despair within her heart, but she poured out her spirit before the Lord. And as she did that, she allowed the Lord to minister to her heart. And when she walks away from the temple, she's no longer sad. And that's not because her situation changed, because it really didn't. She didn't conceive her son Samuel that she would have years later immediately, but it took time. But her response and her heart was postured in a way where she heard from God and trusted him despite her circumstances. And so sometimes in your life, there may be so much going on, so much hardship, so much trial where you feel like God is not looking at you and he's not seeing your situation. But if you continue to pour out your spirit before the Lord, he hears you, he knows you, and he responds. And no matter if your situation changes, he is still sovereign in your life.